In this video, you're going to learn how you can perform better in competition. Hey there, I'm Eli Strom, mental performance coach and the founder of SuccessStartsWithin.com. Now, to perform your best during competition, there are 3 key elements you want to focus on. Number 1 is going to be physical preparation. Number 2 is going to be mental preparation. And then number 3 is going to be getting into the best mindset to compete. Now, as an athlete, I'm sure you're already focused on the physical preparation. So in this video, what we're going to focus on is the mental preparation and then getting you into the best mindset to compete. So when it comes to mental preparation, you want to approach this just like you do physical preparation. So when you're preparing physically for a game, what do? Well, you're practicing throughout the week, you are fine-tuning your mechanics, you're focusing on your weaknesses, you're building upon your strengths, you're doing all those things so that come game time, you're ready to perform physically. You want to take the same approach mentally. You want to make sure that you are building your mindset throughout the week, throughout the weeks, throughout the months, and throughout the season so that when that game time comes, you're ready to compete. And there are 2 simple exercises that I love to help athletes mentally prepare for competition. One of them is going to be visualization, and the other one is going to be mindfulness meditation. Visualization is the act of mentally rehearsing your sport in your mind. That's why sometimes it's called mental rehearsal. What you can do with visualization is you can imagine yourself competing in a game. You can go through different situations, you can put yourself in different scenarios, you can put yourself in pressure-filled situations, but you just go through and you mentally rehearse your game. The reason that this helps you prepare mentally for a game is because you are practicing competing before you get to compete. In practice, you do simulated games, you do game time reps and all that kind of stuff. But another way that you can help with that is by using visualization and mental rehearsal so that you're visualizing and you're mentally rehearsing what you want to do during the game. That's going to make you feel like you've already done it before. And since in your visualization you're seeing yourself do it well, that's going to build your confidence going into the game as well. The next mental training tool you can use to mentally prepare for competition is mindfulness meditation. The reason that I like mindfulness meditation in terms of mentally preparing, for a week, for months, and just kind of something that you do on a consistent basis is because mindfulness meditation is going to improve your focus as an athlete, but it also helps to build a calmer mindset. Now, you know that during a competition, you want to be as focused as you can be. But what about this idea of a calm mindset? Well, when I say a calm mindset, what I'm really referring to is a still mindset. So this means that going into the game, you don't have a bunch of racing thoughts. Have you ever played a game where it felt like your thoughts were just racing out of control? Were they helpful or were they negative? I would imagine they were probably negative because when you have racing thoughts, for the most part, they're thoughts about what's going to happen, what you don't want to have happen, so they're anxious or they're fearful thoughts. By using mindfulness meditation, you work to calm your mind down. That means you have a still mind. And when you have a still mind going into competition, you get to choose what you focus on. This means that you can choose to repeat more positive self-talk. It means that you can remember some past successes. But most importantly, it means that your mind is not clouded with negative thoughts. You are choosing what you want to focus on, which is going to help you compete because it's going to help you get into that better mindset, which we're about to talk about right now. So in addition to mentally preparing for competition, the third element of performing your best during games is going to be getting into the best mindset. Now, what do you think I mean by getting into the best mindset? Getting into the best mindset means that your mindset, your emotional state, it's the optimal level it needs to be for you to perform your best. Now, the interesting thing about this is that the best mindset for you to compete is going to be different between you and other athletes, but there are some similarities. So we're going to talk about the similarities first, and then we're going to talk about the differences and how you can really work on crafting your own peak performance mindset, which is what I like to call it. So the similarities are going to be the core principles of a peak mindset. And this is going to include the idea that during games, you just want to be performing. You want to be playing. You don't want to be overthinking. You don't want to be overanalyzing your mechanics. You simply want to be performing. Whenever I'm working with an athlete, I always talk to him about, the best case scenario is for you not to be thinking during a game. Because that's what it means when you're in that flow state or you're in the zone. Everything just kind of happens naturally. You're not really overthinking or having too many thoughts that you're really aware of. But if you're not at that state yet, we need to use your thinking to help get you to that state. But most importantly, we need to use your thinking to make sure that negative thoughts and unhelpful thoughts don't come in. So with this peak mindset, the core principle is that you want to just be playing. You don't want to be overthinking and overanalyzing. You simply want to be playing. Now, how you get to that state is where the differences come into play. These differences are where we really need to look at your past performances. So the exercise that I like to do is where you look at your past 3 or 4 bad performances, so your worst performances, and you list those out. Then you list out your past 3 to 4 best performances. And so with your worst performances, look over them and see if there are any similarities between those. Were there any similarities in terms of what you were thinking about, what you were focused on, how you were feeling? And then do the same thing with your best performances. Were there any similarities? Was there anything in terms of your focus or how you were feeling that was similar? I'm going to guess there was. And what you want to do now is with that really good list of performances, you want to come up with a single mindset statement. And it's going to look something like this. My peak performance mindset is performing relaxed and trusting in myself. My peak performance mindset is believing in myself and knowing that I can perform well. My peak performance mindset is going out there feeling like I'm going to prove everybody else wrong. So list out your peak performance mindset statement. Now what your job is, in addition to the mental preparation, is going into a game, you want to focus on getting into that mindset. So what you want to do is you want to have that mindset statement, you want to repeat it to yourself and just focus on getting into that state as you compete. And those two, mental preparation and then getting into the best mindset, combined with physical preparation, that's how you perform better in competition as an athlete. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I put out new videos each day on sports psychology and mental training. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best of success in all that you do.